I bet most of you have heard about the born of our world, the Big Bang, one of the most captivating theories that explains the born of our universe. But do you know what actually happened during the Big Bang? Join us in this amazing adventure to unveil this groundbreaking concept and discover our cosmic beginnings.
Before we look into the beginning of the universe, let's first understand the four fundamental forces that rule this world of matter and energy. First, we have gravity. Gravity is the force that attracts massive objects together. It is the weakest force out of the four, but it acts over the longest distance. Gravity is responsible for the motion of any objects, including planets and stars. Then we have the electromagnetic force. EM force is responsible for the repulsion and attraction between charged particles. It also governs the physics of electromagnetic radiation, such as light and radio waves. The third force is strong nuclear force. This force holds protons and neutrons inside the atomic nucleus. Such force is very powerful, but only works in extremely short distance, usually within the nucleus. The last fundamental force is weak nuclear force. It is responsible for different types of nuclear decays, say beta decays, which involves converting different types of elementary particles into another. Now, let's trace back to the beginning of the universe. During the first 10 to the negative 43 to the negative 38 seconds after the Big Bang, it undergoes the GUT, or the Grand Unified Theory era. During the period, the universe was as hot as about 10 to the 29 Kelvin, so it underwent cosmic inflation, which refers to a rapid expansion of itself to release energy. At the same time, three of the fundamental forces, the EM force and both of the strong and weak nuclear forces, are combined into one grand unified theory force, leaving gravity alone. Next, the universe experienced the electroweak era, where the strong nuclear force had split away from the combined force due to the temperature drop. At this stage of time, energy transforms itself into fundamental particles such as quarks and gluons, but converts back to photons or energy immediately. Mass and energy are just the same thing at this time. The further the temperature drops, the four fundamental forces were finally distinct with each other. The universe had entered the particle and the nucleosynthesis era. During this period of time, atomic particles that we are familiar with, such as protons and neutrons, will start to form by quarks. Hence, these atomic particles fuse together to form helium atoms through fusing with hydrogen. And around 3 minutes just after the Big Bang, we have our first nuclei. However, after the particle era, our universe entered an extremely long era called the era of nuclei. We waited and waited the universe for 380,000 years for it to cool down to about 3000 kelvins, so that electrons can be captured by the H and He nucleus. After that, we officially have our first atom in the universe. And with these natural atoms in hand, we can start to create stars and even galaxies. The force of gravity had caused atoms to attract with each other, and in short, which is not, considering we estimate the born of the first star is around 10 to the 9th years after the Big Bang, with enough atoms bind together, a star can be formed by stable nuclear fusion among them. And with these stars, which are also attractive with each other, galaxies can be formed due to gravity. Scientists define these stages of time as the era of atoms, as well as the era of the galaxies.
And here we are at the era of the galaxies, our current stage of the universe. But wait a minute, if you look close enough in our video, I haven't introduced the time before the GUT era, when the time is before the 10 to the negative 43 seconds after the Big Bang. What actually happened there? And the answer is, we don't know. To understand what happened there, we have to establish a new theory that unifies Einstein relativity and quantum mechanics, something that hundreds of physicists are working on right now. But nonetheless, I hope you to enjoy the journey we have been to so far, the journey about the born of our universe. Thank you.